So I will be giving you my reaction to the curriculum that I talked about and let you know how things went for us and if we changed anything along the way or if we did really enjoy the curriculum and used it as planned. I will add any information that I can that will help you as far as these group subjects go. Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Davine and I homeschool 4 kids ages 10, 11, 12, and 14. So today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try something new as far as video formatting. This video in particular is inspired by Angie from Science Mama. I'm going to link her channel below. I just love her videos. I think she's very authentic and I think she just explains things so well. And I'll even watch her videos about curriculum that my kids are even too old for. So I really enjoyed how she did her end of the year curriculum reviews. So I'm going to try this out too. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be watching my curriculum picks videos. This one today is going to be our family picks. And this will be from my family reveal video from last year. I will link that in the description box below if you want to see the whole video. But I'll be watching it and giving you my reaction. I have not pre-watched it, so I will be giving you my reaction to the curriculum that I talked about and let you know how things went for us and if we changed anything along the way or if we did really enjoy the curriculum and used it as planned. I will add any information that I can that will help you as far as these group subjects go. I will be covering things like science, geography, Bible, and history. So those are the things I'll be covering in this video. So if you're interested in hearing my reaction or the results of how things went for us this year, stick around. So before I get into these, I do want to let you know I will link down below links to anything that I do mention and talk about here. All right, so let's get into the video. So today I'm going to be talking about our family subjects, and I would say our family subjects are Bible, history, geography, and science. So let's start with Bible. The main new thing that I'm planning on doing next year for Bible, this is new to me. I've never used any from this company before, but I definitely have heard a lot about it. Very popular company, Apologia. We are going to be using Who is God with Apologia. And I did go ahead and pick up the junior and the regular notebooks. Okay, so Who is God? We did finish it. I think I've said in our term 2 reviews, I was considering purchasing the next level, but then I decided, first of all, the price is pretty high for a textbook and then 4 notebooks. I do not regret getting the notebooks for my kids to go along with that. I feel like that was very helpful. I feel like if we had just read through the textbook, I would have totally lost my children. But it's just too textbooky for us. We prefer more devotionals and then just reading God's word. And so even though I was tempted to get the next level, I would say about 3/4 of the way through the year, when I looked at the price, I decided that I'm not going to go ahead and get the next level for this. And I also decided that I was happy about that decision because I really just think it's a little too textbooky for my family. So I don't regret getting the notebooks. If you want to do this with your kids and you're okay with more of a textbook approach, this might work for you. And the notebooks do have a variety of activities. They have word searches, they have crossword puzzles, and then they have more like questions about what you're reading and then little devotionals that they could do on their own and things like that. So you would just have to decide if that's the sort of thing that you're looking for in a Bible curriculum. I don't think this is going to take all year. So my plans for when we're finished with that, or even interspersed with that, I like to do every other day. Sometimes I don't like to spend all 4 days of our Bible on the same thing. So often I'll do every other day. So I'm still finishing up our Sonlight B and C Bible readings. So we still have some of those, so I think I can intersperse the signed readings of our Sonlight BC and do Apologia. I continue to like to do that approach. I don't want to do the same thing every day. I think between my kids and myself, we just really enjoy a variety of things, which is why we keep adding new things, but then we take longer to finish things. So we did enjoy the Sonlight readings. It's just reading from the Bible, really. And then they would have a memory verse with a CD. And so we did finish that up, and we finished up our Who is God pretty much just in time. And then also I'm going to be talking about our Not Consumed devotions here. And if we finish both of those things, I have purchased, this is not the one we'll be doing, this is the one we're doing right now, but I just had a copy of this. I have a bunch of these Not Consumed devotionals, and I think I bought a pack of maybe 5 or 6. I got the junior version PDFs. So I'll just have my kids pick one that they would like to do, and we can do that if we run out of these other things to do. All right, so we did that. When I was seeing that we were towards the end of the year, we had finished up our Sonlight. We still had some Apologia left. I let my kids vote out of the PDFs that I had for Not Consumed, and we are doing, right now we're doing Obey, and it's just going to be just about perfect to end the year with that now that we've finished both Apologia and the Sonlight reading. Really, that worked out. So that's kind of surprising that something I planned last year worked out pretty much the way that I planned. That doesn't normally happen. So let's get started on history. So our main, I don't know if it's main, one of our histories is going to be Bookshark D+E. All right, so I was right there. I wasn't sure if it was going to be our main history, and it wasn't. It was more, we did read the readers, but we didn't always do what the Bookshark had as the main history lessons, just depending. So we are doing Bookshark D+E Condensed. We actually got that for this year from our parent partnership program, but we have just started on it. So we have done a few of the books. We are probably a few weeks into Bookshark. We will continue to work on that till the end of the year. All right, so that just shows how slowly we get through some curriculum, because I just keep adding more, and we just like that variety and like different rotations of different things. So we are pretty consistent with our curriculum. If I pick a curriculum, I generally will finish it unless we're miserable, and I don't think I'm bad at picking curriculum. Of course, there's the occasional total miss, but usually it's okay. And if it's okay, then we'll do it unless there's a good reason to stop. So I can't believe we had already started that Bookshark D+E towards the end of last year, and we are probably only around week 20 as far as that goes. I'm returning that to my parent partnership program. However, I'm still planning on finishing it the way that I want to finish it. So I have the schedule, and I have requested all the books individually for that level. So we're just going to keep going with history, American history, and just keep going with that Bookshark D+E next year without the official guide. I just have kind of the order of books, and generally I just like reading the books. That is what I like most about like Bookshark and Sonlight. I am still going to be working on another curriculum that I purchased I actually purchased it last year. So we have been working on it, but we will continue to work on it. So there I am again, purchasing curriculum a little bit too early, but I don't regret it. Let's just keep going. And that is Beautiful Feats, Early American History. This is the primary, so it's for the younger kids. I've mentioned this before in other videos. I got it because it has all the beautiful Dallaire books that I really wanted to get. So we are working through that. We have been working through it. So what I'm doing with Bookshark D+E as well as Beautiful Feet is I am kind of just mushing them together. So I'll do some Bookshark, and when it comes to a good point to move to something in Beautiful Feet, then we stop and we do Beautiful Feet for a while, and then we're going to go back to Bookshark. And so I just like the variety. So that's what we've been doing last year with Sonlight and Beautiful Feet, and now we're moving into Bookshark, and we're going to continue with our Beautiful Feet interspersed in there. So that is what we did generally. I did cut out some pieces that I might have planned in there, Then if I saw it was redundant, I would pick the one that I preferred. And I will have to say that for the main history portions, I generally went more with the Beautiful Feet books. And I do mention here that it is the primary version, so K to 3rd grade, and this year I had 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th graders, and it was totally fine. It's a great introduction to American history. It's not too immature for my kids anyways, so if you're considering, if you're on the line there, definitely go with the primary. You can always go ahead and do the intermediate in the future. I am actually more excited about this primary than I am about an intermediate level that we'll be doing this coming year. So Beautiful Feet books won overall as far as history, like the main history spine content. I did do some of the Bookshark ones there, but mostly I stuck with the Beautiful Feet books. And then the readers from Bookshark, which you can just find on the website and just put it in order. So if you want to buy it for the reading plan, you can, but really just take a look if you want to find the books that can go along with that American history era or time period, and that would work fine. So that's kind of what we did with these two curriculum for the most part. So history, one more thing that I love to do. It's very easy to do. It doesn't take me any time at all. And that is we're listening to the Story of the World audiobooks in the car. So I have my case, it's kind of a mess, but anyways, we have started on volume 3. This is the early modern times. We've started that, and I plan on getting through these and the modern history one that comes after these. Just listening to them in the car every so often, and I just try to keep it on pace with our history. All right, so I do have to mention, like I said, we're on Bookshark 20, like week 20. So we definitely did not finish the whole Beautiful Feet early American history. We just got up to like the Underground Railroad and things like that, building up towards the Civil War. Really, the Civil War is the last event in the Beautiful Feet guide that we have, and then Bookshark would go a little bit beyond that. So that's where we're at. So as far as Story of the World CDs, audiobooks, we do still enjoy that. I still love having that in the car. It has worked very well. I have definitely only completed volume 3. We have a few more chapters to listen to in volume 3, but we continue to enjoy doing that. Definitely one volume a year is probably just about all we can handle as far as listening to it in the car, as well as that's how fast we can get through history. So I do plan on listening to volume 4 in the car next year, along with our more modern American history that we will be studying. So I'm really hoping, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, I'm hoping to get through American history this upcoming year. So I think that's probably pretty ambitious, but we'll give it a try. Yep, ambitious. We did not get through all of American history, and I think it's still ambitious if we actually can finish it next year, since we're adding on more new curriculum. So I guess we'll just get as far as we get next year, and we'll just reevaluate from there. Okay, so I have some things for geography. And so let's see. This is my latest addition to our next year's curriculum, and I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. I hope it's a good idea. So I'm gonna try it out. So I was on Guest Hollow's website. I've been really excited about their science, but I was looking at their high school geography and cultures unit, and I purchased the guide. So if you do Bookshark or Sonlight, after D and E comes level F. And level F is a focus on Eastern Hemisphere, geography, culture, some history. So knowing that Bookshark F is maybe the next level that we'll be doing in the upcoming school year, I was thinking, well, I could use this with F, but this covers the whole world, and F is the Eastern Hemisphere. So what if I did this year, the first part, half of it, the Western Hemisphere and Europe. So Europe and the Western Hemisphere. And what if I did that this year as we're studying American history? And then next year I can use the second half of this with Bookshark F. So basically, we're going to be trying to do this, and I'm going to try to just tone it down. But on top of that, my plan for next year, maybe we could start working on some high school credits and just take our time with it. Maybe it'll take us a year and a half. And so I was thinking between Bookshark F and adding stuff from here at the high school level, I could start getting my older two daughters some high school credits. So that's my thoughts on this. We're gonna use it over 2 years, and I hope that works. So it is pretty interesting to me how my thoughts from last year are still very on trend with what I'm thinking now. Obviously, I don't get as far as I would like in a lot of curriculum, but honestly, I'm never really super shocked by it. So we have done Guest Hollows high school geography all year. We enjoyed it. We didn't get as far as I would have liked. We have just finished basically. So they have kind of an intro to geography at the beginning, so latitude, longitude, things like that, weather, all that sort of more physical geography, and then just topographical maps and map reading and things like that. And then after that, we started learning about the US, Greenland, and Canada, and that is as far as we got. So I would say maybe around week 8. So out of 36, that is not at all halfway, but it's about a fourth of the way through. So my plans for next year will be to continue as a family. We did it as a family. I cut out any books that were more for mature kids because my girls, even though I'm starting them on high school credits, they're still not that mature. They're as far as their age, and my boys are following along, and only one will be in middle school next year. So I did cut out some of the books that I thought were not super appropriate. We love the textbook. The online textbook is great. It has paragraphs, and then it has like YouTube videos in between. It is a little higher level than my kids are used to as far as the textbook, but it is a high school level textbook. But it's a paragraph or two and then a video. So the videos really help reinforce what we're learning. And then we've been going through the workbook. There's a printable workbook that you can get. And we've been going through the workbook together. So we'll do the whole lesson, and then we'll go through the workbook and answer the questions together. And then there's other books that we add in there, and we watch the YouTube videos. So it has actually worked really well for, I guess, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade for us this year, just going at our pace, at a slower pace. And we have enjoyed it, and we look forward to continuing with it next year. So then my plans for next year will be just to get to that about 16, which is halfway through, where the Eastern Hemisphere starts. And that's when my girls will start their high school credit portion of geography. So like I said, I'm starting them a little bit early, and so it doesn't matter if we start halfway through the year and they just take a year from there. That's kind of how I'm thinking as far as this goes. So yes, another good pick. We are enjoying it. I'm looking forward to continuing it next year. So we're still kind of on the same page. Me and past me are on the same page here. So now, this was my geography plan before I added this Guest Hollow unit. And that was, and still is, Beautiful Feet's geography. Now, I think this is going to be pretty simple and light. So this is geography of the US. So when we get to the US in our Guest Hollow geography, I will pause and we will go through this Beautiful Feet's geography. So as far as the Holling, Clancy Holling guide from Beautiful Feet books, it has been one of those okay ones for us. I liked Paddle to the Sea. That was the first book. Tree on the Hill is the one we're doing right now, and it is a bit more difficult to enjoy, I would say. And then apparently the next one is Men of the Mississippi, which is supposed to be the hardest of the books. I would say it's definitely an intermediate level. It's not primary. It's not super basic. The mapping is good. Yeah, I don't know. It's more of one of those things that we're gonna finish because I bought it, but it's not our favorite thing to do, I don't think. But we're just learning a little bit of history and geography of the US while we do it. And so we took a break from Guest Hollow's World Geography when we got to the US to study a little bit more about US history and geography, since that is what we're doing this year, US history. So It's okay. I think if I had the choice between this one and their current one, which I've never used and haven't looked at a whole lot, I would probably pick the current geography one. And yeah, so it's okay. I'm not going to give it rave reviews as far as we go. I know that Ambleside uses a lot of these books for their geography, the Ambleside online. So I know lots of people use these books for geography, but in my opinion, it's okay. I would rather be doing the Guest Hollow World Geography right now, but we purchased it and we are learning things. So we just do it every other day, and we're going to get through half of it this year. And then next year we'll start our year finishing up the last 2 books. And then we'll jump back into the Guest Hollow World Geography guide. Okay, so now for science. I think someone mentioned in a Facebook group that they were using Guest Hollow's anatomy, and I was just curious, oh, what would that look like? So I went on Guest Hollow and I saw their anatomy, and it actually made me excited about teaching anatomy. And I think if I'm going to have to teach anatomy, this is probably the time to do it. I'm going to do it super thoroughly. It's the perfect time to start talking about our bodies and changes and stuff for my boys. We've done that with the girls, but with the boys, I think it's time to start introducing all of that. So it's just a perfect time to do anatomy. And I feel like if I'm going to do it, this is the way to do it. So I picked up Guest Hollow's Anatomy Junior, and it's for grades, it says for grades 3 to 8. And it's a literature based. So I am hoping I didn't go too overboard with all the literature based stuff. I have Bookshark, I have Beautiful Feet, I have Guest Hollow Science, Guest Hollow Geography. So I guess this is going to be an experiment year. Are we going to have too much literature? I guess stay tuned and find out. Okay, so as far as literature-based curriculum, did we have too much? I feel like we always have a little bit too much, but I still really enjoyed this year. I do not regret picking up literature-based things. Sometimes I do have to spread out the reading a bit through the day by interspersing other activities. Sometimes we might be doing our curriculum a little bit slower because we just can only squeeze in so much reading in a day, but I don't regret doing it. So I guess we're okay with the amount of literature-based stuff that I picked up this year. I'm very excited about using Guest Hollow's Junior Anatomy, and I can't wait to be talking about it more, and I'll let you know how it goes this year. So I find it very interesting that I was so excited about Guest Hollow last year, and I had not even done 1 unit of Guest Hollow at that time. I will say that I still really love Guest Hollow now that I have done part of their high school geography, part of their junior anatomy. So this is how junior anatomy has gone for us. I have enjoyed it a lot. I think we got started on it maybe the 2nd term, so we have not been doing it the full year. I was trying to finish off our old curriculum, so we didn't do it the whole time. We have a lot of curriculum. So I think we got to about week maybe 12 out of 36, so not great. We were able to do it pretty quickly. When we did get around to it, I could usually do 2 lessons in a day. After I cut out some of the books that weren't my favorite, there were definitely some books that I didn't love, and there's definitely some books that are better, like encyclopedia or more things that you can reference, but I would not want to read aloud to my children. So basically I stuck with the spines and then the books that I could read, like picture books and things that I could finish more easily with my children. But we have really enjoyed it. We did skip from probably week 12 to like week 30 something just to do the puberty section because my youngest son has been super interested in asking those sorts of questions. So I thought, hey, let's just go and do it. I know it's coming up and we're not going to get to it this school year. Let's just finish off the year with all that. So we kind of jumped to there. I totally intend to go back to where we were maybe week 13 and finish the rest of this off. I'm going to be calling the rest of this, it is going to be more of the human body, and then it's going to talk more about health and nutrition and safety and survival skills. So that's sort of what's going to be coming up in that guide. So I'm going to be calling this Health for my kids next year, and we are going to be doing it maybe once a week, and we'll just get through as much as we can. I covered a little bit of nutrition myself this year because I have some different views on nutrition than the typical nutrition guidelines that have been out there for a while. So I've been kind of teaching my kids as I've been learning more things about my own body and how it works, and how some of the things that we were taught as far as nutrition weren't entirely based on a lot of research. So we've been doing a little bit of that, but we have been enjoying it. Like I said, I can't wait to get back to Guest Hollow's high school geography, and we are enjoying junior anatomy, and we will continue with it. So I do recommend it if you like to teach through picture books and through YouTube videos and just some hands-on activities. We have been enjoying junior anatomy. So that is my piles that are surrounding me: Bible, history, geography, and science that I'm doing this year. I definitely don't feel like I went simpler this year than my past year or 2 years. I think we have signed on for a lot, so we'll see how it goes. I guess stick around and see if we can make this work. Okay, so that looks like pretty much the end of the video. That covers some of the basics of the group work or family subjects that we did last year. So yeah, a few kind of meh or it's okay, we'll finish it, things like Apologia's Who is God for us, for our family, and I would say the Beautiful Feet books, Holling, Holling, just, yeah, those were okay. And then like some of the Bookshark history books that we didn't do. And then of course there were some books we didn't love in the Beautiful Feet early American history, but generally most of those we did really enjoy. So winners would be Beautiful Feet early American history, Guest Hollow's high school geography and cultures, and Guest Hollow's junior anatomy. Those would be, I would say, my favorites that we have done this school year. So don't forget, I will link below links to anything that I mentioned here. Thank you so much for coming today. If you like videos like this, please give me a like so that this video can be shared with other people. Comment below if you have any really big hits this year or some misses or some meh like we have. I would love to hear what were some of your favorite history, geography, science, Bible curriculum that you used this year. I'm sure some people are still looking and researching for next year, and so anything you can say about your curriculum or the curriculum that I have mentioned could be helpful to someone who's doing their research. Thanks so much. Let me know if you liked this format of video, if it's something I should try again. I thought it was kind of fun, but let me know if you prefer my regular reviews or if you like doing it this way. Thanks so much for coming today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.